Hey everyone, welcome back to DC Motor Works. Today we've got our 1983 Mercedes-Benz 240D. That was actually a one-owner car up until we got it a few months ago. And today we're going to show you around it. Let's get started.
There is one $22,000 sedan today that has the nerve to put function first. The Mercedes-Benz 240D. Surgically precise steering, tenacious road holding, powerful fade-resistant disc brakes. Aiming to be as road efficient as it is fuel efficient. The Mercedes-Benz 240D, aiming for efficiency in all its forms.
So we're here in the driver's seat of Dottie. You can see it's got 179,000 miles, just crossed over that not long ago. We're gonna take her for a quick little spin, show you how quick this thing fires off. Of course, the obligatory 80s buzzer there, but let the glow plugs warm for a second. Tap of the key and she fires right up. Special feature of this one, it is the 4-speed manual, is fairly direct for its age. We actually just finished putting a clutch, clutch cylinders, shifter bushings, and everything in this car. So it is, of course, in very nice shape. And being a one-owner car that was very well taken care of, it was already very nice to begin with. And while we're waiting for traffic here, so these were built from 1976 to 1986. The 240D being one of the most popular models. And this is the last year of the 240, which is 1983, with a whopping 71 horsepower. So you really need the 4-speed in one of these and able to bring it out and really get all the power out of it, or lack thereof. So you foot to the floor, we're doing about 40 miles an hour at the middle of third. It is really quite tough to drive in modern traffic, so it's surprising they have these many miles on them, because everyone wants to run you over and honk at you. So here we are, foot to the floor, and ring out second gear. $40, $45, and a little bit of an incline here. That's all we've got, foot to the floor. Top of the hill here, go into fourth, 55 miles an hour, just cruising along. Once you get up 60, 65, it'll even do 80, 85 miles an hour, but you feel like you're killing the poor thing. So usually 55, 60 is a nice place for this thing to cruise, and it'll do pretty well at that speed. You do hear the engine a good bit. It is turning some RPM. We don't have a tachometer to confirm exactly at what, but you can hear it buzzing away in the background. You can see here even the pattern in the steering wheel is still in great shape after 180,000 miles. The wood's in great shape. The dash has just like 2 tiny little cracks up there, but otherwise is in fabulous condition. See, the wood has a great shine to it. Few cracks in the clear coat here. You got one good chunk out of it missing there, but again, for something this old and with this much use, it looks fabulous. Got the original radio, which you can't really listen to, but hey, it's there, it works. Got your old manual climate controls, which are super confusing, but air conditioning works. It has a new AC compressor. And this one is pretty well equipped. It has power windows front and back, power sunroof, which does work. On a nice sunny day like this, it's nice to have that open. You're never going fast enough that it really bothers you with the wind. It's just such an easy car to drive, as long as you're prepared that if you see a car coming, you can't pull out in front of them. Basically, the accelerator pedal is an on-off switch. You're either on it or you're off it. There's not much in between. And we get up to 50 here pretty comfortably. So later in the run of the 123, the 300D turbos came out, and those were a rocket ship in comparison to this. But even then, we've actually got the predecessor to this car, a 115 chassis or a /8, depending on how you know it. But it's I think it's a 1970, but it's a 220 diesel. And in Europe, they even had the 190 and the 200 diesels. So in comparison to those, this is a rocket. But you're just cruising around the countryside. That's tons of character, especially in this Orient red. It's a beautiful color. And the 123 chassis Mercedes is probably known as one of the most recognizable Mercedes chassis ever. So this would be essentially your predecessor to the E-Class, which would be your 124 and then your 210s and 211s up to the modern day. Even with its shortcomings on modern traffic, I mean, it handles great. You know, it's just so easy to drive and so enjoyable. And like I said, it has tons of character. You know, looking down the hood to that three-pointed star, it is a very special time to be behind the wheel and just think what it was like to have one of these new back in the, you know, mid-late 70s and early 80s. Back in this time, Mercedes was really pushing when you bought a Mercedes, you bought a Mercedes, and it was a lifetime car. And that's exactly what this one was for the original owners. They had it for, 40 years, essentially, so from 83 to 2023. And they loved it and took care of it. And now we get to have that great experience of looking down the hood to that three-pointed star and feeling what it was like 40 years ago to drive this brand new. Again, you see at every stop we have to sit for a while and make sure coast is clear in both directions, because here we are, foot to the floor. 25, 30, top the second and the third at 40. We might not even hit 60 by the time we get to the top of this hill. Just a little bit of an incline, you can hear it really straining. In the fourth, just coming up on 60. You get a little bit of body roll, but it just hugs the corner and does what it's supposed to do. So we're gonna get this one back to the shop and we'll show you around the rest of it. So rolling back up to the shop here, you'll see all the different Mercedes and some other stuff floating around, but you'll see a lot of the older stuff. And besides the fact that not many of the shops around here are working on these older models anymore, we just really enjoy them. We fell in love with these as kids, and you know, just seeing what a engineering marvel and so forth that they are. And they last forever. You know, it's not uncommon to see these in 500,000 miles or more. In Europe, they're used as taxis, you know, so they're all over still to this day. And I said that we have the passion for it, and that's why you see so many of them here. Back here on the outside, you can see the beautiful Orient red paint. This was a freshly polished, ceramic coated, all that fancy stuff they do now. So it looks great. Like I said, it is all original. See, we've got our 250,000 kilometer mileage badge there. So go ahead and check out how clean this thing is underneath also. If you haven't looked there, just completely honest, clean, no crazy leaks. No shiny, crazy silicone stuff trying to make it look nicer. Just completely honest, original car. And to go with that, we have a bunch of service receipts and everything inside, and even the original title we want to show you. So let's take a look.
Absolute powerhouse, sir. So Dottie to me is a very well preserved car, prime example of well-maintained, fair to high mileage car. You know, as far as people concerned, a lot of times people say they want a low mileage car, which just means it's been sitting around. All the rubber and the seals and gaskets and all that, they're going to start leaking once you drive it. So you can get a 20,000 mile, 50-year-old car, and you go out and drive it and it's going to leak out every hole in the car. But this one at 170, 180, whatever's on it, she's dry as a bone, drives great, everything's good, well maintained, well oiled. But it's just like you sitting on the couch watching a 2-hour movie and you hop up and run a mile. It's not going to work very well. And this one is taking a jog every day its whole life. It's well worked and well lubricated and runs great. I don't know, it's kind of a pet peeve of mine. People are so hung up on mileage, low mileage, it's got to be low mileage. I don't care about the miles. If it looks great, been taken care of and well maintained, the mileage doesn't matter to me. You could get far more life out of a high mile car that's been well maintained versus you taking a low mileage car that's 40 years old and take it out on the highway. It's probably not going to end well for you. A lot of other shops just refuse to work on them anymore. They're a lot of trouble. They can be a lot of trouble because the knowledge isn't there, the expertise. Parts can be hard to find. A lot of things just no longer available, don't produce anymore. You may have to get a used part and fix it and make it right and then put it on the car. But here at DC Motor Works, we can put it together and get it going for you.
So here on my desk, we've got the folder out from Dottie, the 240D. So you got a nice thick folder here. Show you just some of the stuff we've got for this car. So here right on top, we got the original title, issued in '85. You can see model year '83, purchased in '83. And where was it? It's got it somewhere on here. There you go, odometer's 9 miles. Here we just got some of the stuff. We actually took it to a Concours show over in September with the Mercedes-Benz Club. It actually won Best in Show, which we can show you the trophy out there in the waiting room. It just shows you its score. Did 96.5 out of 100, which again for 40 years and 180,000 miles is pretty exciting. What else do we have here? So there's your, I think this is your odometer certification. Oh no, this is like your, what do they call it? Like your pre-delivery inspection sign-off. There you go, you get your 9 miles. Odometer disclosure with 9 miles. This is where he got his original loan and paid for the car. Here's the original buyer's order from RBM of Atlanta. See, this car was $22,707. Accessories were factory electric windows, the sunroof, plush mats, and pinstripes. Here we got some old pictures. Too bad they're not stamped, but these were from the original owner. They don't have the date, but he thinks it was somewhere around 15 years ago. And it looks about exactly like it does now. This is from Dottie. This is where she got her name. So her late owner was Dottie McDaniel, so that's why she gets to keep that name. What else do we have here? This is, yep, that's your badge for the hood, your 250,000 kilometer badge. Has the VIN number there. That's where it got ceramic coated. I mean, it goes on and on and on, all the records we have for this thing. All kinds of services. Service receipts galore. They go on and on for years. I've even got one from a shop that I know. Auto Service Center in Doraville. I talked to the owner there. He said there's still warranty on this, so in case we need that, we'll go right back there and see Clay. So while it may not be with us forever, we do enjoy spending time with it. At some point, it will go to a new home, and I said, when are you gonna find another one like this? You know, one owner. Technically, we're the second owner, but 40 years with one owner, all in Georgia, and still just down the road from where it was purchased. So as we were talking about earlier, this is some of our special stuff here. So look out for some videos coming up on these. We've got a SLR McLaren, we've got a sweet color combination SLFs. And here's the predecessor to Dottie I was telling you about. So this is a 115 chassis or /8, 220 diesel 4-speed. So the perfect predecessor to Dottie. Super original, just like she is, and super nice. We call it the Easter egg. So look for something on some of these coming up. And now I'm going to take Dottie out for a little drive. Now we're ready for a drive.
Yep.
At DC Motorworks.